And a very good morning. It is I. It is the Warrior Junior that, very good to me, man. I'll tell you. If my computer, if it starts, if you start hearing my laptop, I was gonna say like crickets, but no. Pretend you're on a train and the train is leaving, the station, the tracks. You hear this kind of like um, odd sound. So if you hear that, just pretend you're on a train and you're listening to the great Warrior Junior and his wonderful evening in Foolerton. It's just like chai spiced tea with special ingredient. It's like you would just think it'd be so easy to go out and get down, like go out and dance on a Saturday night. Exactly, with the lights going off. You would think it would. It's effed up. I just didn't want to say it. It's like, dang nabbit. Instead of saying, the holy, damn it, I just say, dang nabbit. You could like feel the pain without me expressing any words. It's like, but I'll tell you what happened. So let's just start from the beginning. Well, to get to Orange County for me, I have to take a bus to the Red Line station. Red Line station goes fairly quickly. You can get from Hollywood to the train. As you can hear, the train is leaving the tracks. Pretend we're on the train. Um, you get to Union Station fairly quickly, like 10 or 15 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, from Hollywood. And the Metrolink has limited service on the weekends. The Metrolink is like a real train, and that goes to goes all around. You know, kind of like an Amtrak-ish kind of thing. Um, so the last on the weekend, the line, the one I usually take is like a train that goes in the afternoon. It can go down to Anaheim, Fullerton within an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, fairly quick. And then I walk to the venue, to wherever the dance is. Um, Now, this event was at the Fullerton Marriott. And what happened was because I woke up so late in the afternoon, I like to comfortably get ready, before I go to these things. And I knew I was going to make it. Now, there's a last train, but it's not the same line, but it goes to Fullerton. It's like a seven in the night. And I was like, okay, well, I'll take that. That's not a problem. Oh, I sitting on the train ready to leave, and operator, the conductor gets on the intercom, going, "We're not going anywhere. There's a train stalled in Buena Park, which is, and we don't know. So who knows how long?" So I get on my phone. It turns out there was a vehicle that was stalled on the train tracks, and literally it was less than 5 minutes. They got that vehicle out of there, and the trains were moving again. A little backup because of other trains, but you know, what the issue, what I was worried about was Orange County, for whatever reasons, the buses like stopped running at 7 o'clock on the weekends. So, you know, I knew it too. I knew it before I got there. I said, dude, I got to walk it. And I looked at the fucking, the last week, the dance venue that was like 2 miles away. All right, it's doable because I saw the streets 2 miles. This place was 4 miles, over 4 miles away. And I was like, fuck, dude, Now it's funny because the streets are straight, pretty much straight. You can power out a good amount of distance now. I got there fairly quickly, but I hauled ass on bus number 11, walking bus number 11. So here I am. I got my bag. I got my fedora, my tuna salad, a bottle of water, and I'm like about a half mile from Cal State Fullerton. I'm eating as I'm walking. It's like the only person walking out there, at night. And I get to this thing with all high hopes. I'm sorry, I'm just like trying to make light of, what's coming. So what do you think happened when I got there at around 9 o'clock? Actually, it's at 9:30. I got there. It sucked. Oh my god! It was like the same exact crop of people from the week prior, except there were no what I call outliers, no new women, no new fresh meat. There was nothing. Now, there was one chick. There was this one that she was relatively young. She probably was in her 30s. She was in the back sitting with this older woman and this guy, this relatively older guy, kind of like an Ed Harris tough type, like he was military, ex-military or something. And I'll tell you what happened because I didn't want to fuck with this guy. What happened was I was positioned like they were all talking, and I didn't know what the deal is, and I didn't want to just jump in and be like this. I didn't want to do one of these. Okay, I don't like doing that. That means like you're desperate and needy, that you're trying to get into the conversation. When you do this, that doesn't work. That doesn't. It's and you know what I mean. That doesn't fly. So what I was doing, I noticed the chick, like the younger one, she was pretty, like she's not bad, and she had a bag that had a checker pattern on it, checkerboard pattern, but not like it's like the small squares. I don't think it's Louis Vuitton or something, but every time I see that fucking thing, because I was a national co-champion chess player. I say that carefully because I didn't win the national championship solely. Like I won in my intermediate section, like 10 years ago, game 10-minute national championship in Las Vegas, be it. And I tied with this one guy in the under 1500 section. So it was hard. It was definitely the hardest tournament I ever played in my life. I don't want to go over the whole. I think I've done it. I've talked about it before. Some other time I'll talk to it again because I don't want to off track what happened tonight. But it's my crowning achievement to say that I was a national co-champion. Um, they have like national in chess. They have it in 5 minute, 10, 15, 60 minute, but it's usually a side event to something bigger, some bigger events, even 30 minute. But let me tell you something. Like I have the to this day I have the score sheet and the check. It was they got a lot of grandmasters. Like you don't know who you're playing, and you really have to just prove yourself that. And I earned it. As much as my friend John loves to bust my balls that it's nothing. Go ahead and earn your national championship. Which more than likely he'll never do. Anyway, so I know I off tracked with chess a little bit, but let me make my point of how I use that as a conversation starter, which I am really not good at doing. So there were three women with that Ed Harris tough guy. There was that the younger, the older, real older, and some other woman that recognized me from my dancing. And so they all wanted a picture together. Now I'm positioned where I am. The guy was the Ed Harris guy wants to take the picture, and the women are like literally right in front of me. So I move out of the way. So I said, I then that's my conversation started. I got to move out of here. I don't want to block your shot. So what I'm doing is I'm warming up to move into the set through my conversation. Um, and so the guy, and then before the guy takes the picture, I ask him, "Hey, you want to be in the picture? I'll take it." So that's in a nicer way, not as stern like that. Hey, if you want, I'll take a picture. I got for you guys of you. And he goes, no, no, no. But he gave me the way he said it. He goes, no, no, no. He gave me like this military type of back off kind of thing, but not to where it would detract it. He made it kind of I got it kind of thing. And I said, all right. Now, what happened? What it turns out, the Ed Harris guy and the older woman, I don't know if they were on a date or what the story was. They went dancing. They went to the dance floor, and the chick, that kind of hot chick with this other woman, they recognized me. So, are you going to be dancing tonight? She gave me the in to go in to talk to them, to talk to the one that was the one that was pretty, that I thought was pretty. So I got an opening. They gave me an opening, and the chick, she just told me straight up. She goes, I'm a chaperone, like that's my mom with the Ed Harris guy, whatever, and so, and I didn't know what that really means. I thought chaperone is something for like, young people that, I mean, it's fucking people, they're in their 60s, maybe 70 years old. You have fucking chaperone? Like, we're not fucking 10 years old anymore. Like, I mean, the fuck? Now, I didn't say any of this, but I said, hey, would you like to play I didn't say, what the hell did I say? Not a game, but in a way, like a question, clairvoyant. I have a clairvoyant trivia question for you. I use an interesting word. And they're like, okay. And so I pointed at her bag and I said, you see her bag right there? If you can figure out why I am slightly traumatized by her bag, I will be very impressed. And I said slightly traumatized. I could use a better word over traumatized because that's a kind of a hard word. But nevertheless, that's exactly what I said. The one woman goes, your ex-girlfriend had a bag like that. I go, not at all. The other woman, she just couldn't. She goes, I'm not. She didn't want to take a guess. And any other guesses? Like, I didn't want to tell them right away. Gave me another guess, but she didn't get it. And the other woman was like, I give up. I gave up without even making a guess. And I said, I was a national champion chess player. So every time I see that pattern, and that was it. That was like I didn't really get a good in-depth conversation with that chick because, when she said chaperone, she's not there to meet anybody. Now, I noticed this when I was talking to her exclusively. She did play with her hair a little bit. I did notice that. I don't think it was because she had dandruff or something, but it was just kind of like I've seen that before. Nothing led the whole night out of this. Again, it's a very limited time thing. These are old timers generally that go to these kind of things. And, this thing is over by usually 11 o'clock. Sometimes they drag it on till 12, but it wasn't. There was no real good crop of, I got there around 9:15. That was the only highlight of the evening. It was really not good. Then that mother, and it turns out that was the mom that went to dance with that Ed Harris guy. So he was, I don't know what the fucking deal was, but they left. He was there by himself. And I'm glad he didn't try to talk to me because I would have just said, dude, why don't you like work with me? Like, I hate that when dudes approach you when it's all over. They got this other guy. He's kind of like a Opie kind of guy. He's like one of the co-promoters. He's a good guy and everything, but he just doesn't get it like my thing. He comes up to me, he goes, "There's four women on the dance floor right there. They would love to dance with you." And I said, "Look, man, I'm not like that. I don't just go up to, you know, dance with women just because they're there because they want me to dance with them. I'm not, like he kind of gets it. He means well, but he doesn't understand like my whole life that what I've gone through, and you know how do I say this? Like they're just standing, moving around. They're not really dancing. They're not really. Now there was this guy that showed up with this chick. She was not bad looking, but they were together, and this thing is supposed to be for singles. And this guy's trying to show off. He's heavy. He's kind of heavy. He's portly, wearing his jacket the whole time, and he's trying to show, like the woman, like she's doing all the dancing, this kind of sexy stuff, and people are watching, like, wow, wow, and look, you know, they ain't impressing me at all. Like I'm not just sitting there watching it. I don't even want to watch this. I mean, it's like nothing. Like, dude, I would make you look like a fool. Like I wish it was like way like I could just take her from you kind of thing because you think you're. I mean, it's like you know you go all the way down there. Like you would think like there would be plenty of women out there that would be at something like this. It'd be like fishing the full, but there's not. There's not like you know on a Saturday night yet. I walked like 4 miles to get to this place, and it's like I feel like a fool. Like I know you are. Yeah. Well, you know what? You know what? You don't stick your neck out there in life, you absolutely get nothing. You don't go anywhere. That you ain't getting nothing. They gonna unless you're fucking Marlon Brando, or whatever. They come and knock on your door. They ain't coming knocking on nothing with me. And at least I tried, man. At least I fucking, because I never been there. I wasn't. Look, I never been to the Fullerton, the hotel at Fullerton, so I gave that a shot last week. I never been to the Fullerton Marriott, so I gave it a shot this week. Now I know what they both suck. Okay, they're small little places with that's not a dance floor. I mean, it's not a I'm trying to be as nice as I can, but it's like a real low energy. The DJ. Listen, all respect to her. Ironically, we both danced on Soul Train during. She didn't recognize me. Of course, I recognized her. She didn't recognize, but it's like, can you imagine? Okay, let me give you an example. Like a couple songs that were kind of cool, like The Weekend. That I can't feel my face. I can't feel my face when I was. That's a pretty good song. 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars, another good song. And then she just brings it after that real down to like Lady in Red. Lady in Red. It's like a love song. That's not, one, it's like this to this. And let me tell you something. I could dance to that song by myself and make it like a fucking an incredible artistic thing. I've done shit like that. I've done where like a song, something that slow that you can't dance by yourself to, and I've turned it out to where people. This one guy, he fucking watched me, and at the end, he came up to me after, and he just said that was fucking beautiful, like because it's something that you would almost never see. Now, if somebody's drunk, like dancing to like a love song like that, lady, by himself, he's gonna look ridiculous. But like a real bona fide master, somebody that like is a freestyle dancer, and I mean, I'm talking about somebody. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I am like in that league of mastery because I've been doing this again for almost 30 years. I could fucking really do a type of like you know, solo to something like that. I've done shit like that where people are just like, wow, this guy's dancing by himself to something that's like, because he's like expressing his loneliness, he's expressing his pain, but he's expressing his passion for dance to a song like that. It really is something that I impress myself with, like because it's something that I never would really do, but the thing is, when you have that much control over your body, you could just tell your mind and like interpret it as an artist. It's what it is. It's being an artist. A real dancer, like a really good dancer, is a visual artist. And look, I'm not saying I'm the greatest popper, locker, or boogaloo or something like that because I'm not. But what I am is a little bit of everything. Now I'm not a ballet jazz dancer. I'm not it's like that, but I'm like move to groove. You put it on, and I can express myself. I don't give a fuck what it is. If it's fucking Elvis, if it's fucking Lady in Red, if it's fucking anything new, anything 70s. I don't give a fuck what it is. I do my interpretation of how I feel. It is. Now, the difficulty with this is that here I am schlepping all the way to these venues, and I don't want to be the dancing clown, the dancing monkey there for the old people for their entertainment. Now, it's very easy to get put in that category, which I basically am. Um, so what I want to do is focus more on the conversations. If you meet somebody, you gotta you know now that Latina chick showed up, that 55-year old, the dentist or whatever, like she owns. And it's funny because my the guy that drove me home, my driver, I told him, I said, she shows up and she won't take me home with her for whatever reason. She asked somebody or this and that, but I know where she lives in Rancho Palos Verdes. And the second I said that to my driver, he's like Russian or Ukrainian. He goes, "Oh, Rancho Palos Verdes is a rich W," And he goes, Rancho Palos Verdes, it's like each house there is like a 5 million. It's just a money, like so. I think that's what it is. Like this woman, she knows if she takes me home with her, and I see the wealth, I'm gonna ask for that $200 a day allowance, and she doesn't want it. The $10,000 grill, like, um, no, like I know, because she that's what it is. She's defending. Now, when she left, she did put cheek to cheek on me. It was kind of cute, um, you know. So maybe that's like the slow game, the uh, uh, I'm used to like speed chess. This is the slow game. But hey, the big money is made in the slow game. That's what it is. Even though I tied for second in the Southern California chess thing in my division, I made like $300. Slow game, slow. But it's a grind. It's a bitch. Anyway, enough of chess, but you know, yeah, it was a bust. It was $100 to get me home, and you know what though? I left there when it was over, and I was able to get to in and out, whatever. And I want to say this, like when the driver dropped me off, it said drive me off on Hollywood and Highland, and there's a flat top was up there, OG, and you know, guy, man, I remember when that guy was like really badass, I even told him, he put on some music. I did a little something, and he goes, anytime you bring a smile to my face, he gave me props. And I said, dude, I just want to tell you something. Like, out of everybody, I've seen them all, and that's all I have to say is like you are untouchable. Okay, it doesn't matter now, time. It's really hard, being he's a street performer, but he showed up at many dance events. I saw this guy. And let me tell you, this dude was like for fucking real. And He's getting older, you know, like that's what happens. I didn't have talent when I was younger, you know. I had the heart and everything. Kind of stayed with it, so you know, I can't look. Even I can't do a lot of shit that I used to be able to do. I can still hit, you know. I can still, you know, boogaloo, or I can still like, you know, do some shit. But again, I'm 48, you know, and the down, you know, my knees and it's like just it depends. Like sometimes I can really go, you know, I can get down. But then there's times just like the weight, people don't really understand it. You need like a combination of factors. Like you gotta have space, you gotta have like a good environment. The music's gotta be tight, and I gotta feel it. You know, I want to get down. And if you're not, you know, you don't have those things, you know, that really make for a good dancing environment, then you're not going to get good dancing. You know, like that's what it is. And these fucking places that I'm going to don't have that. You know, they don't. Like they're just no respect to the old. I mean, no disrespect to the older people. It's just they're not like they weren't dancers really. Even when they were younger, they weren't. You know, that now the DJ was. You know, respect to her. I know she taught hip hop 20 years ago. She told me, but like feel like I'm going to these places, I'm being held down. Like and there's nothing that it's just not no, you know, it's like my in my warped mind, I keep thinking to myself something along the lines of a J-Lo or a Paula Abdul, or you know, something like that's gonna show up. And you know what? It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. Those women that are hot like that in their 50s or whatever, they I don't know what to say. They it's a rare thing. They'll probably show up with dudes already, you know, like they're. I tried to keep like the frustration in last night. You know, when I sat there for an hour. Can you imagine walking 4 miles to want to dance and it being a bust? Can you imagine taking? Can you imagine traveling like 50 miles and then walking 4 miles and going to a place and it's a fucking bust? Oh, had like my sport coat, vest, dress shirt, and fedora, you know, like really optimistic, you know, and there's nothing there. Like, remember when I was younger, 10 million and one places to go to. They all had DJs on the weekend. They weren't real dance places, some of them, but you could still, you know, it's my age, you know. It's like I'm trying to relive something that was short lived. Excuse me. It's, I don't know, just it was weather outside and you have to tea. It needs to be heated. It needs to be warmed up more, but it's all right. Yep. It's like you would think like I would know everything, where to go and do everything, and I just, you know, I already told you I went to the Piggy last night, and I said I ain't showing up there Saturday night with this garbage DJ. He sucks, you know. He was bragging about his New York. We from New York. I said, dude, this ain't New York, and you don't know how to fucking DJ. You're playing too much fucking Puerto Rican reggaeton. He ain't playing nothing tight, you know. And then he thinks he puts on like JT, you know, Justin Timberlake or some Michael sometimes. And I can do all that, but I do that, but he does it. I said, he just not one time has he played any funk, anything 70s, 80s funk, like he just don't know. Like, poppers, he doesn't know how to fucking what to play. He doesn't, and I don't want to fucking the security guys tell him, ask him, but he a good DJ fucking knows, man. And not just funk, but there's like a lot of great pop songs that were like good dance shit. There's so much good stuff out there. I don't know all the artists. Even the DJ from that fucking older, but she just doesn't know. Like it's no offense to women DJs, but damn, ah, it's like there's this inside, like I still got it, like and it's like you feel like I'm being held down, held back by combinations of things. Be specific. Garbage venues, low energy older people in not good music. Like everything, just all. Like I know it feels like just like because I travel that far to get away from West Hollywood, and I've gone to downtown LA. I've gone, and it's. I remember, like, I forget where it was, Alexandria. You know, a big Latino crowd in there, but it ain't a good. You go to these things and it's like the dudes outnumber the women, and it's like it's crowded, and it's like I don't like fighting the numbers game. Like big crowds, you can't meet any women. I can't open up my dancing. It's just not a good fucking thing. What you want to do, what you want to do is you want to put the odds in your favor overall. So how do you do that? Well, you go to a place where there's not a million dudes in there. You go to a place where there's an older crowd. You go to a place where you can showcase your dancing. Like you gotta put the odds in your fucking favor, and that's really hard to do because what people guys try to do is like, well, why are you here? You here to try to meet women? Or you going to dance? I said, why can't it be both? Why is everything in life one or the other? I went to a Hollywood Comic Con. Now I needed money. Like I had some in my backpack. I had all CGC graded books in my backpack. I needed to raise sell, and I wound up selling them all, at the show. But there was a chick there, and I remember after I made my big sale, I had a book or two left, and I was walking around, and even showing comics to this one guy, and that chick walked by. There, I was like, wow, she's like a nerd Latina, but really cute, big tits. It was really nice. And I looked at her and the guys. I said, I want to try. And they, well, it's not really the place for that. Hey, hey, there is no perfect place. And I wound up talking to that chick, by the way. They didn't get her. She was with a guy, and the guy was not defensive. Like, he was looking to buy something, and I tried. I went up to her. I said, wow, you're so beautiful. But I did it kind of cool, respectfully. Like, you know, so why can't you do everything? Because most people are like, no, no, no. There's a time for this, a time for that. I don't think like you. I don't go to strip clubs. Okay, time for go to venues. I don't do that. Okay, What, no. There's never a perfect place and there's never a perfect time. I can tell you that from 48 years of living that, and it looks, and I'm not the fucking king of, of approaching women because let me tell you, I don't call it procrastination. I just have, it's not approach anxiety. It's just, maybe partially it is, but I'm waiting for like a creative thing because I don't like getting brushed off easily. And that's what women are taught to do. Like, all right, let's hear this guy, and now gone, like get rid of him. So I have to, like, my chance of approach, it has to be something that separates you from everybody else. So that's why I try to come up with it. I said, would you like to play a clairvoyant trivia game? Like, what kind of guy would say that? Like, they never heard anybody use that term before in an opener. Now, I want to digress a little about this lemon drop venue because as much as I badmouth it, as much as I belittle, I still take the fucking train all the way to Orange County because the odds are in your favor. Even though I have not gotten laid once from there yet, but at least talking to women, at least the odds are in my favor. The odds are in my favor because it just is like there's something about the the crowd, like they're older on average. It's not like you go to the younger people, they're all full of machismo, they're looking to fight, looking to try to talk to a woman and the guy kick your ass, like you don't get that in this kind of mature older crowd. They're mellowed out. You don't get that. They all keep coming up to me complimenting my dancing, which doesn't do anything for my ego, and I don't need it, but I accept their thanks, their positive things, respectfully, thank you and everything like that. But I'm just telling you, like, it's very, very hard to find something like that. Now, I have yet to hook up, surprisingly. Like, I mean, because it's still it's difficult. It's difficult because the women, they go there with their friends, and that kind of sets an anchor in there for you to be able to get anything. And a lot of them are just set in their ways. They've had some bad experiences or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know. But I do know one thing, that you gotta, like, get outside of the comfort zone of the norm, because it doesn't change. It really doesn't. I have too much life experience, especially dance club experience, to know, like, from all my years of what I've seen, um, and the way it works, especially as you get older. You get pushed out nicely. And what happens is times change. The clubs come and go, the music changes, and it just makes it, you got to kind of find, like, okay, well, where can I go here? Where do I kind of fit in to where I can do the things I want to do, and not get too much heat. It's now, yeah. So I guess, like, if you summarize it, it might seem like, it's a waste. Look, I'm spending $100 every time to come home. Look, at least I'm getting, and it's funny because the train and the taxi both go by the five, the Commerce Casino, on my way home and on my way there. And I just think about how much money I gave that place. So I could give $100 every week for the rest of my life and not even scratch the surface to how much money I gave to the Commerce over 25 years. I mean, I, dropping 8,000 here, 5,000 here, 7,000, 5,000, 1,500, 500, 300. It's, you think $100 Even I could do it every week. I could do it like it was like it's nothing. It wouldn't even phase me, and it doesn't. But it just I remember a couple years back the Irvine Hilton. Now the New Year's Eve thing is at the Irvine Hilton. That's the that venue is an exception. That's a very good sized dance floor in there. I went there I think one year for New Year's Eve. Um, got down, and I think I wore a white suit. I don't even remember, but that's a big. That's you know that makes whatever I was at Fullerton look like small potatoes. The 4 Points in Anaheim. They say think they're going to be there next week. They got an outdoor patio. When they put out that dance floor, it's good size. It's not bad. They got the inside with all those tables and chairs, and the outside. It's not bad, but what you need is like a good crop, of like the chicks and women, I didn't like that. That woman is decent. She's a chaperone. Why the fuck is she? Why? What is your mom is like a baby? Like, mom's like 70 years old. Needs somebody to fucking hold her hand. The fuck? And like these women have this paranoia, like all these guys could do something and then do something. I tell these women, I said, you could kick a guy in the fucking balls, you could poke him in the eyes, pull his nose, and you don't believe me. Like, these women act like, that they keep saying, oh, they're going to be overpowered by a guy. What is, I don't even put a hand on a woman without their permission. I don't even put a hand on to touch their shoulder. Like this one pickup artist saying, that's what you do. You go nicely, touch their shoulder, and ask them. I don't even do that. I'm not a pickup artist. A lot of these pickup guys, they have gift of blankness. For them, it's like they will take anything, instead of watching the porn, to get off. They want experience points, for them. And I don't look at women like that. I well, I do, but not in a way of anything I can get kind of thing. Like I'm picky, and women are too. Believe me, they are. Um, but the security guy told me he's like, you'd be surprised how many of them might view are sincere, like you're you, and they like it, but you have to. It's hard, man. You gotta understand. Like I've got a shitload of nightclub experience dancing, but that doesn't mean I've got a shitload experience of getting laid. Going to nightclubs and bars. I don't. Now, I stopped drinking almost 3 years ago, and I would hang out in these bars, Frolic Room, whatever. Like, that's more conversation stuff, like, and I blew some opportunities because I was kind of an angry drunk. So, you know, all my years of going to the gym, like, I would just second guess my, like, not try to approach women. I did try to talk to them sometimes, and they'd like have a good workout. They would say, like, just that's a nice way of saying I'm not interested. Goodbye. West Hollywood is not the ideal area to meet women. And the reason being, it doesn't matter about the gay element at all. That's inconsequential. The issue herein lies that West Hollywood is a primarily borderline affluent area. And that means that a lot of the women, their needs are met. They got they got their pets, they got their places, they got. And I said this 10 million and one times, and I'll say it one more time again. For them to allow you in, they have to be willing to give something up, to take something out. And that is very, very difficult. Women have their friends, their guy friends, their careers, and everything. And it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't. How are all these guys getting it? I'm playing devil's advocate again. There's plenty of dudes that got fucking money, they got the gift of gab. I got neither. What I mean by money, I'm talking about a house in the hills, you know. I'm talking about real money, real money. And I just don't got that. I just don't, you know, get the gab. Like that black guy I told you about that I saw at the piggy. He's going, you know, like for him it don't matter anything decent. Like for him, you know, it's like EP experience points. You know, I don't work like that. You know, I've tried, but I've tried in a different way, and it backfired. You know, everything comes with a price. Okay, everything comes with a price. When people ask me, you know, "Oh, how'd you get so good? You know, just dancing. Everything comes with a price. But every dog's got his day too. Just, I really thought like I'd real something really good. You know? Something really good. Something really fucking good. I thought I was gonna reel in something really fucking incredible. Hasn't happened yet. Fucking hotel. 10:30 or 11 o'clock at night. Not one person in the whole fucking lobby. Fucking ghost town on Saturday night. Sorry, it's just depressing. I walk all the way down. There's like a million liquor stores in Fullerton. There's a CSUS, Cal State Fullerton, and you would think there'd be a million bars that are open, music, everything would be hopping. Nothing. I walked all the way down Chapman, Commonwealth, State College Boulevard, not with nothing. In place like the break room, I just couldn't get there because you wanted to get to that fucking menu. And then what am I gonna do? Walk? It's on Raymond, so what am I gonna do? Walk three? I walked 4 miles to get to the Fullerton Marriott, and then this break room place is 3 miles away. Oh, that's great. See, by the time you get there, I'll be seven. I can't even say it with a straight, without like just that guy with that decent, they fucking do that all the time. It's supposed to be a singles, a dance for fucking singles, and these guys like they bring some decent looking women to this thing. I don't know. I just don't. Yeah, it bothers me because like if it's like dangling the meat in front of a hungry lion. And I know that analogy is bad because it makes it sound like guys, you shouldn't be desperate and needy. The hungry lion, in the cage, like he's pacing back and forth, and you're dangling the steak in front of it. I mean, I know human beings are not lions, but do just understand the mentality of somebody that like has traveled so far to like you would just the logic of being able, it's, you know, it's like, so you're there to dance, but not really, because it's not a good venue for it. You know? I keep shaking my head like, I remember I was sitting there like this last night, like 10 o'clock. I'm just saying, what the fuck am I doing? Oh, Saturday night, Just tell you, like, yeah, these places really fucking rock it. I'm not saying Happy Endings was the greatest. I'm not, Dublin's Roxbury, Miyagi's downtown, Pat's Cocktails. What I'm just like, what the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry. It was just a very difficult. Like, you just want to live while you're alive. You just want to go out, do your thing, and you just can't. They won't like. That's how we're gonna wrap it up, and I just hope you get a feeling for the way that I think. Like, it's not just in Vegas, but I just remember so many venues go to just get down, just fucking blah blah. Like, fucking, I could not stop hitting. Like, boogalooing and locking, and it was like just fucking badass. Some of these times that I had, even music from the '90s. The what the fuck is going on? Like this cute chick, she looks like Pink Taco, right? They go in there, they're not real dancers. They got a very solid body though. Like, she's young, and it's like she wouldn't look at me, wouldn't look at me one, like quite nothing. And it's like, I don't know why that is. Like, why is it like older women seem to be more conscious, but something like that with such a, in their prime, one old lady told me the reason why. There might be some truth to it. The old lady, I asked her, why? This woman was older. She goes, hey,
don't know better.
That's what she said. They don't know better. Like, she's just young. And it's like they're too self-absorbed, in themselves. That now, again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. In a way, it's important to be selfish because you want to build yourself. But it's just amazing, man. Something so beautiful. Like never has come up to me, like wanting to know like who I am or something. Now I'm trying to be as respectful and nice about it as I can. You know? I have had women like at the den. Was it yes? Was it Friday? One woman approached me. Then a week before that, I did get one approach. They're just not like that chick that I saw. But at the piggy, she's like a little firecracker. She's really like a young Paula Abdul, but she's not a professional dancer by any means. But very solid body, like real wow. You know, I just can imagine. Jesus, it's they know that they know they have currency. I guarantee that woman is looked at. You know, but, I shouldn't have to. Somebody that has done thousands upon thousands of hours. I don't have to dance for them to appease them. It's just you know when you're a tweener, you're in between. You're not, and you're farther. The problem is that you're closer to the old. But I don't. Those people, they don't got no koyach. They got Yiddish koyach is energy. Those people got no koyach, man. They get one song and then they play it slow. Like it's like they're trying to. I feel like I'm being forced into old age quick, and I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready for that alta cocker. Sorry, that's like in Yiddish. That's like an old shitter, like a nothing. I'm not. I still got some good mind, like some energy left. I don't get it. You know, it's like I think it's just waiting things out is what it is. You got to take the good with the bad. You just got to take the good with the bad and forget about okay, that sucked. That was no good that week. And just look forward to next week. Anything else. That's it. Just anyway. All right. I hate to be such a Debbie Downer, with this one, but hey, I believe in, Warrior Junior believes in honesty. You got to be honest. If you're not, you're just lying to yourself and lying to everybody else, but you're lying to yourself. I just No, let me close. Let me close on something that and it's not optimistic, but it's my thought process of real. These women that I'm looking at, they're they know they're getting so much reinforcement of their beauty that me just trying, it's like it I don't know if it's an ego thing. I don't know what it is, but it's not that simple because when you go to the older people dances, you can get that conversation with them. When you go to these younger people, you can't. They won't give it to you because they're being bombarded by their friends. They're being bombarded by other guys. They're being bombarded by, that's the power of their currency when they're young. And that's been my life experience. That's what I've noticed. There's a group, and there's one real beautiful woman. She's involved in that conversation. Center, not center, maybe not be center of attention, but she's involved with the group. With her friends, all these people. They're all doing this. They're all talking, and you can't. Like it makes it that much more difficult. These older people, it's a little different. But not saying they're giving it away either. But it's just like lone wolf. It's called lone wolfing. You're by yourself. You That's why DP, that guy Dave Pearl that I knew, I think he moved to China or Thailand or something. You know, he just got fed up with the difficulties of meeting women. You there. It's like he said they respect you there. Here they don't. So you got some serious status. At least that's what it feels anyway. All right, it's enough for now. Warrior Junior will keep hanging in there. I know it sounds like a Debbie Downer, but it's just hard. It's just hard when you don't see any success, and you're really trying. Hang tough. Sometimes you just got to punt. Hang tough.